Welcome to how to set up a PicasaWeb album. We want to share pictures with friends and family, and we're going to do it by setting up a PicasaWeb album. And Picasa is part of Google, and we need to go to the Picasa website, which is picasa.google.com. Then we click on the PicasaWeb album link. And what it's telling us, in order to do this, we have to either sign into an existing Google account or create one. And we're going to assume you don't have a Google account, so we're going to create a new account. And we're going to click on create a new account. In order to do this, we have to have a valid email address for them to send us information. So I am going to insert one of my email addresses, which is lioncage@netzero.com. Then we need to choose a password that we're going to use, and it will give us an indication if it's too short or if it's a strong password. Apparently it liked this one. It wants us to then retype the same password to make sure we didn't make a mistake and that we know what our password is. I'm going to tell it to remember me on the computer, but I am going to click that one other place. Now we need to set up a username. And I'm going to use I'm a member, and I check the availability, and that's not available. So I'm going to put a 08 at the end of it, check again for availability. It is available. So now we're going to put in our first and last name. Now I'm making one up. At this point, you would put your real first and last name in. And then the location would be United States, presuming that's where you are or wherever you are. And then what we're going to do is have to put in a password that Google gives us in order to make this work, and then we need to look at the terms of service, and then we accept it. And now Google is sending us an email verification. So what we're going to have to do now is open up our email software, and depending upon whatever software that you use, I'm happening to use NetZero at this point, so we have to open up the NetZero email program and on the web, and then I am going to have to sign in, which I do. And that gets me into my NetZero email account. And the next thing we're going to do is look at the email verification that Picasa Web Album, and I'm sorry, at this point it's Google, is setting up for us. And we need to look, and then there will be a link in the email that we either have to click or copy and paste into a browser window, but we're going to just click on it. That will send a message back to Google automatically verifying that yes, we exist and that wasn't a valid email account. When we do that, it says, okay, yes, I see that you are, and so we can now continue. We have set up a Google account. We're still not into Picasa Web Albums. We're going to do that now by clicking where it says Picasa Web Album. And now it's giving us some information about the Picasa Web Album. Again, there's another terms of service that we have to read, and this one is for the web album portion. And when we have read it all, we're going to accept it. And we click on accept. And at this point, it should tell us that we now have our Picasa Web Album account and our Google account set up, and what we're going to do is start by uploading some photos and setting up our first album. We're going to do that in the next part.